Right, I'm going to try and fit in today's game of rapid chess. I've got my other microphone on for this one though, so I'm doing a bit of testing here. So 2137, good luck. Let's just stick to the carro for this one. So we've not played before, no head-to-head score. Opponent, 3,700 games, very good. For the advanced carro. Okay, H5 is the correct book move here. So let's play it. Okay, opponent clearly knows the theory. So queen up is standard here. It's actually a poison pawn though. What do I want to do? Got all three options. But this is the standard move, and then pawn up. Just develop or take, and then takes. That's a poison pawn for now, so we don't take it. Otherwise you get your queen into a lot of bother. So I'm just trying to prepare castling at some point, but I want to see where white goes. I could play c5, I could develop the bishop, prepare to take. I could go g6, go this way. Got the knights up, lots of options. Queen across is also a move as well. Depends what white does here. We can try and look to get a trade if you go in this way. Might want to go queen side, let's just see. Okay, so he's played knight up. So is it still a poison pawn? Take, knight across, allows check. Is it still a poison pawn here? I don't think that was the correct move. I might be wrong. I thought knight c3. So take, across I can take here. You just crash through. No, it probably is still actually. It probably is. Let's play queen across. Okay, so he's pushed forward. So I'm going to develop my bishop and pin the knight. Again, he can't take now because of this pin. So we're threatening just to take. He might come up. Oh, he's played that pawn up. What's his idea there? That wasn't a move I was expecting. Okay, I think I want to play knight up here. I'm probably going to trade here. It's just I might not be able to castle this game. I might end up not castling. Let's just see what he does. He's played up. I'm going to take the knight now. Okay, now I'm going to take a pawn. Try and get this knight forward. Just threatening knight across, or try not to get my queen trapped. So if I castle, am I in trouble here? He can very quickly come across, can't he? But I think I'm going to have to risk it, and I'm probably going to have to play g6. Queen over g6, queen right over. Maybe knight up. I could be in a bit of bother this game, I could be. Maybe I should have played c5 first, I'm not sure there, but I expect a move like queen across. But let's see what he does. He goes direct for the knight. Now I can't play queen back because everything's on the wrong squares. Can I just play c5 here though? I think I can actually. I think he's giving me c5. If he takes, I just take, and it messes the pawn structure up. If he goes with a pawn, I can maybe take this one. Let's just see what he does. If we get this, we'll hit this as well, but we've got a real problem here. I think I need to still take though. And maybe knight across. It depends if I let this pawn go or not. Obviously depends what he plays. So he's coming to attack the knight. Now we could take here. Take, and take here as well. We can play knight up and guard and hit the bishop at the same time, and then we still threaten the pawn. Actually, that looks like a move. Let's come up, hit the bishop and guard the knight. If he goes back, can I get away with taking here? Queen takes, I take. If he takes here, I take the queen. So it looks like I can take the pawn. Is there any reason why I can't? I don't see it, so I'm going to take. You just play what you see, of course. So have I got another move here to attack the queen? He has to guard both pieces. So I guess he shuffles, but it gets my knight out of the firing line. Then there's another pawn here potentially. I'm going to do it. Attack the queen. This one's guarded. Maybe he just shuffles across and he keeps guarding the pieces. The knight does guard the bishop as well, so the knight's the main one. Oh, he's on his knight. So that's the knight. He might have just simply not seen that the knight was hanging. Or he's found something stronger. He played that quite quick. He might have found something stronger. So am I in time to grab another pawn, or do I centralise? If I centralise, even if he pushes, I could be in a bit of bother here, actually. That's the target if my knight moves, so I want to come here and I can't. Ooh, so this could be awkward. He's done this on purpose. That wasn't a blunder, it was a deliberate move. So queen back, pawn down, take the check. Yeah, I've got to come here for now. Up, at least I can grab a pawn with it. Actually, no, if he comes up there, I take the bishop. But if my knight moves now, there's a checkmate threat, so it might have been a deliberate move, not a blunder. So does he make it work? Let's just see. That's what he's trying to do. So do I push a pawn here? Allow this. Do I take here? I think I need to push the pawn. I've got to try and close this diagonal down. Now at least the knight can move if it has to. Here I can take with a check first, right? Then knight back. So take. Now, do I go here or here? That's the natural move, but it's not actually achieving a lot, is it? Here, I threaten to jump around. Here. There's no good sacrifice here, so maybe I come across and hit this rook. So here, queen back, and I just lose, I just resign. Here, if you take, I'm really happy to trade, so it's a natural square for the knight. Yeah, I'm going to go to its natural square, guard this pawn. If you take with a bishop, I'll take. So he chases the queen. So I like the idea of doing something like this now. So trying to guard the pawn. He might be looking for a sack to blast through. I've got queen back potentially. Let's just see what he does. Or queen down. Okay. So queen back. I know he can take the knight as well and mess my pawn structure up, but we are up a piece. Oh, excuse me. If I can just get both of my rooks active and get them into the game, that should help no end, shouldn't it? But here, I'm still guarding, so presumably just rook across now should be decent. Rook here, I don't think I need it. Bishop takes, knight takes. Even if I lose a pawn, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to try and activate the rook and see if I can get forward. Put pressure on the pawn. So rook to d2 is a serious threat. Then hitting another pawn. Yeah, we're up 2 pawns and a knight, aren't we? 2 pawns in a piece. Okay, so he's played rook up, so he's allowing rook in. So we hit the pawn and the queen, but the queen can't then guard this pawn. So surely it must be a good move. He might have to go here. Take, take, we win the pawn anywhere. He might have to block here. He does. So here he can go back. Take, take, but if I take here, I'm going to get this pawn. Yeah, he just resigns. He's had enough of that game. So we got a little bit of good luck along that one there. We just, I think he missed that the knight was hanging. He might have deliberately left the knight there, seeing an attack that didn't actually work. But let's just see what it was in engine speak. So pause so we don't accidentally start another game. We've got 30 moves. So they're the move times for both players. Let's just request an analysis. Relatively sharp game for a Caro, at least at our level anyway. So how have we actually played it? Yeah, so we're a little bit worse out of the opening. 1.3, 1.5. So it turns at move 14, 15, and then it turns properly at move 18. So what were our figures? 95% versus 82% accuracy. So let's just see how we played it. So this is all standard theory. I'm sure that's a poison pawn, so we don't take that pawn. Indeed, so e6 and queen to a6 are the two recommended moves here. So e6, queen to a6 or c5 are the two recommended moves here. So what did I do? I played queen to a6. Bishop up was the right move here. Well, now c5. Well, it's changing its mind between knight a6 and c5. Knight h6 and c5. It's changed its mind. It's given it the same eval. I went to e7, so slight inaccuracy there. Now I should have played knight over to g6 instead of taking. So now, oh, that's brought us back to level though. In this position we're back to level. Then we make a few little mistakes here. Again, I should have played the immediate c5 to break this pawn structure instead of developing the knight to a square that it's not doing a lot. So now it's minus 1.5 after a castle. So again, knight f5 was correct. Castling wasn't the best, but that's the worst that we got in the game. So bishop up is a blunder, allowing c5. Again, it's changing between taking the pawn or knight to c6 there. To give them very similar evals. So taking was fine. Again, it's recommending knight across to g6 to guard rather than going here to hit the bishop, but it's still fine. Now, taking the pawn was good, so that was a blunder. Again, it's chopping and changing between the knight to cross forward or back, so it seems like it's a decent move. And that's a blunder, just hanging the knight, yeah. So you might have done it deliberately, seeing an attack, but maybe it didn't work. So here it was okay to take the pawn. Or queen to d3, very similar on the eval, but it was okay to take. Oh, the engine likes queen to a3 here, just so you can't take. It's kind of one of them kind of like moves. Yeah, it just wasn't on my radar, that one. So I should have played knight back here though. So slight inaccuracy there. I should have played knight to h6 rather than to f6. But the eval is very, very similar, so it's maybe the third best move. So rook across. Then I get the rook active. And it's now +7. Yeah, so we're going to take the pawn next move, king across, then we'll figure out what to do. We could check, we could jump the knight forward, we can activate the rook, but we're basically solid, so +6, +7, so a good game at my level.